need to get serious about three things, and that's innovation, scale, and collaboration. And just to talk briefly about each of them, we often are so fixated on getting to the perfect solution. This new solution is going to fix everything. And I think what we need to recognize, and I think people are increasingly recognizing in this past year, is that the world is constantly changing. The problems are changing. The nature of solutions that are going to work is changing. And so I would argue that we need to get more comfortable with the idea that what we should be seeking is not the perfect solution, but trying to figure out how to craft organizations that are nimble, that are able to respond quickly and adapt quickly to changing conditions and new information, so that we are constantly learning and iterating and improving on the solutions that we have. The second is we need to get serious about scale. We can't just keep running programs that reach a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the population and that end after 3 or 5 years. We need to think about this more as a systems change problem, and that means finding sustainable sources of funding that will eventually allow us to really scale to the size of the need. We're talking about tens of millions, not hundreds of millions of people here we're going to need to bring along into this future. And finally, we need to get serious about collaboration. I've had the fortune to work in the private sector, the public sector, and the social sector. And what I've seen is that magic happens at the intersection of these sectors. And that's why it's so exciting. The panel we have today, we have people who are working in each of these sectors and working across them, because none of us can solve these problems alone. It requires collaboration. It requires collaboration not only across sectors, but across actors within each sector, because these are massive problems, and we need to leverage the best of all the talents we have and all the resources we have in order to solve them. So I think if we can do those three things, innovate, scale, and collaboration, we're going to be in a much better position to solve these huge challenges in front of us.